So my name is Dr. Adela Afiz. If you are here, you probably know that, hopefully, or if you are just randomly coming across this or one of your friends or family members have said, hop onto this conversation or you're watching the replay, first of all, welcome. And I'd like to kind of commend you because this is a topic, when we start talking about money, there's two things that seem to come up. One is this feeling of, I've heard it all before. I've heard so many people talk about money. Everyone's talking about money. I've been there, done that, tried that. What's new? What can you offer me that I haven't heard before? Or secondly, it can be like, well, it still isn't working. What is it that you can offer me that will actually help me change stuff? Because so far, nothing is still working. And I really appreciate and understand wherever it is that you may be coming from. I've been on my own wonderful, long journey with money and becoming someone who is now very comfortable and confident in my ability to create and generate my life, my business, my money flows in the way that works for me, in a way that's authentic to me, and in a way where I am empowered. For many years, I tried to do it how everyone else was doing it, how people told me I should do it, how I saw other people doing it from a cognitive point of view, from an energetic point of view, from a practical point of view. It felt like I was trying everything, but nothing was necessarily working. Today, the conversation that we're having and what we're leading into also is a full 2-day class on this topic, is perhaps a slightly different angle for some of you. For others of you, it may not be a different angle, but what we are doing and the tools and the energetic as well as physical as well as practical exercises that we cover might be what is different. But today we're going to start the conversation about healing with money and talking about healing with money at all and every level. Money is this thing that encompasses actually all areas of our life. It extends into every area of our life. If you think about your life with your family, if you think about you as a parent, you in relationships, you being able to live the life that you would like to have, you having complete freedom to eat what you would like, go where you would like, wear the clothes that you would like. Money extends into every area of the quality of life that we can have. And also for me, what was always so important was this whole concept of freedom. As a humanoid, as someone who, probably the most important thing to us is freedom. And whenever you start feeling like your freedom is being impinged, like you're not able to live your life on your terms, whether it's because you don't have enough money to make those choices, or whether it's making you reliant on other people, whether it's family, whether it's spouse, whether it's inheritance, whether it's, government subsidies, whatever it is, that that power to make choices being outside of you because of where this very physical thing, what seems like a very physical thing, the money is coming from, can create so many places where we go into wrongness, and it creates so much stress in our lives. So that's kind of a very practical look at the topic, right? Then kind of with my background, for those of you that know the work that I do, for those of you that don't know the work that I do, for over 10 years, I've been a practitioner. I work with bodies, I work with people, I work in person, I work online, I work in group settings, I work one-on-one. And I basically cover every facet of life. And I started to notice something probably a few years ago, but kind of the more it's changed for me, the more I guess it's easier to see, is when people are coming to see me and they are people that are saying, I know money doesn't work in my life and it's something I'd like to look at. But the other things going on in their life and their body, people who have come from backgrounds where there has been abuse, where there has been trauma, where there has been addiction, where there has been any sort of issue, or there are people who are still struggling with chronic health issues, chronic pain issues, any type of issue. Chronic basically means it's not changing. It's been there for a really long time. There's lots of us that have something that's probably chronic by now. If you've had something for over a couple of years, it becomes something that you feel like isn't going to change. And the correlation between people who have experienced something in their life or multiple things in their life or with relationships or with their body where they are disempowered, where they don't have choice, or where there is a lot of energy required just to get on with your life and create your life. Those same people who are often very, very brilliant, highly capable, highly intelligent, really bright, high functioning humanoid beings, the money doesn't work either in their life. As well as living with the pain that they're living with, as well as coming from that really difficult background that they've come through, and maybe they've overcome that, or maybe they're doing their best to continue with life, but life is still hard because the money part still isn't working. And so a couple of weeks ago, we actually had a class called the Body Whispering class, which is my 2-day foundational class on, healing, body work, creating a life with the whispers. And we did this whole segment based on a few questions on money and the fact that how come you can do like 1 million classes and 1 million sessions and work with 1 million facilitators, and it seems like this money thing doesn't actually change. And not only did we do some really cool stuff in that class, including a special energetic exercise, body whispering with money, not only did we have a cool conversation, but I realized that this is something that I've now known about for quite a few years. I've kind of gone through it for myself. I facilitate a lot of people with this topic one-on-one, but maybe it was time to bring it to a class. And so the class that we have coming up is the Business Whispering class, because it's such a great class on its own anyway, where we talk about creating your business intuitively, authentically, with the whispers. But we're creating a special kind of subtopic for this Business Whispering class this weekend, which is the healing with money topic. So along with everything you already get in a Business Whispering class, you get the manual, you do the Business Whispering exercise, we go over all parts of practical and energetic creation of your business or your money flows. We're going to be spending a lot of time finding out what it is that is stopping you from having the ability to create your life and heal the parts that need to be healed, that are stopping you or blocking you from having this money thing work for you. Whether it's at a cognitive level, whether it's something that you believe or something you've seen or heard, whether it's at an energetic level, whether it's something that's coming from your past, whether it's something that is the result of trauma, whether it's something that you have bought from your parents or your family or your whole lineage, whatever it is and wherever it's coming from, I'm really interested in this class being a major turning point for this money thing. So today is kind of the invitation to start talking about this topic, and I'd love to invite you to ask me whatever questions you would, and let me know what you require. I just want to bring to your attention that we are talking about money. Money is this thing that can make you feel even if it's not yours, it can make you feel really heavy. It can make you feel really stressed. It can make you feel like you have stuff going on in your body. If you feel like, as you're listening to me talk, that you're coming down with a headache or that it's getting really contracted and tight around you, do me a favor. In fact, do us all a favor and just expand out. Remember your tools, meaning remember to ask, who does this belong to? Remember to lower your barriers. Remember to be willing to ask, what is this? What's going on here? And what can I do to change this? And whether that might be ask a question, whether that might be become aware that this is an area of resistance for you, or this is something that normally this is where you would stop. So what would happen if you actually moved through that place right where you normally stop and give up? So this is an interactive call, like all of my calls. So you're welcome to either unmute yourself or to type into the chat box, and I will either read your questions or the team will read out your questions. But yeah, what do you guys require? Because just in the small segment that we did on this in the 2-day class, there are so many places we can go. And today what I want to do is start that conversation to let you know that this can definitely change. It's possible for it to change. It's changed for many other people. It's changed for me. It can change for you too. Now, what's required for it to change? It's time to ask yourself, or to get the awareness of what it is that you require that's going to help you create that change. When I say healing with money, we've got a question here. When I say healing with money, does it include ancestral stuff? Yeah, it does. It actually includes anything you can think of. So it includes ancestral stuff. It definitely includes familial stuff, which also covers ancestral. But a lot of us, whether we recognize it or not, realize it or not, are functioning from the points of view of our family, especially of our parents, but also our grandparents. And they're functioning from the points of view of their ancestors. And so you can see how it's continued. Something that we really look at in this class is what you are carrying that is not yours, but is either your family's or your ancestors, but also where you're storing it, either in your body or in your physiology. This isn't something that I find that people kind of get half the change, but sometimes not all of the change, is we have energetic clearing, and then we also have things that our body is literally holding on to, or places where our body responds physiologically, meaning there's actually a reaction that occurs in our body. There's actually a way that our body responds or bees with money or anything. And we need to look at that because our body actually stores stuff. Our body is aware of stuff. And with body whispering and business whispering, what we do in these classes is we acknowledge the fact that these entities, our bodies and our businesses, actually have a consciousness and awareness of their own. And we actually are interacting with the consciousness of these entities. And in this class, we're going to be getting both of those entities to talk together, including ourselves, to actually figure out what is stopping or blocking all three of those three components or different areas of your life actually working together to create the same outcome. So how can your body work with your being, work with your business, to overcome whatever limitations it has been functioning from until now?
Hi, Adila.
Hi.
May I speak?
Of
Nice to
course.
see you again.
Great to see you. Well, I can't see you, but nice to hear from you,
Yeah,
Barsha.
I'm in an avatar. I've just finished with COP with Simon.
Amazing.
And yeah, it was an amazing class. And towards the end of the class, like fag end of the class, I started becoming aware of how I have tried to prove my worth by healing other people's trauma and drama, all their thoughts, feelings, emotions. And it was all in my lower back and it started dissipating. I did some clearings on my own. I couldn't ask questions to Simon because it was like really towards the end that it started emerging. And there I have like somewhere I've like decided that, if I have to prove my worth, I'll just heal people and show that I'm worth something. I'm not absolutely unworthy or useless. And yet there is that I I often get pain in my right hip and my right leg.
Mm.
Yeah, and
How's that working out for you? Is everyone seeing your value by you healing them?
no, really, of course not.
Okay. But you're still doing it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So how could I go about this? Like, I've been doing some clearings, like clearing my oaths and vows of taking up and deciding all this.
Something we're going to be doing in this class is going back to the age where you kind of adopted this belief and this compensatory mechanism. Okay, so to kind of explain it to you while we're on this call, it's something may have happened in your first 10, 15 years of life where you didn't
Mm,
where you weren't valued and you didn't feel
mm,
valued, you didn't feel accepted, you didn't feel seen, you didn't feel like your gifts were being acknowledged.
yes,
And
yes.
we then take on this belief, as you're saying, of, okay, well, I'm going to prove my value. I'm going to prove my worth. I'm going to, heal people, or I'm going to take this stuff on, or I'm going to, whatever it is that you decided at that age. And
Yeah.
you take it on and you develop this way of doing it consciously and cognitively, but also subconsciously, but also in your body. And then at some point, the thing that happens with our subconscious mind is we decide to do something and then we never go back to look at whether or not it's still serving us. So when you're 10 years old, something might seem like a good idea, or you might do it for a valid reason. When you're 30 years old, you may not need to do that anymore. You know better, you have other tools, you're much more capable, but we
Mm,
never go back and look at all of our compensatory actions. We don't look at what we used to believe from when we were 10, 11, 12, and how we're still functioning from that place or
mm,
point of view. Now, a lot of us do a lot of energetic work, clearing work, healing work, and so we clear this. Something, though, that I've found is sometimes it's not cleared entirely in the actual body. And so that's what I'm talking about, is where your body kind of still does this thing, or your body is still holding on to or storing this very valuable tool that you have, or this very valuable skill that you have to take on stuff for other people and heal
yeah.
them or fix it for them. And so it's about identifying not just what you do, but
Mm,
actually releasing that from every level, energetically, physically, cognitively, emotionally, and physiologically.
yeah. How do I do that?
So That is absolutely something we're going to be doing in this class. And the only reason I'm not going into it right now is we'll be here for a while otherwise. And there's some people that have signed up for that and they don't, and it's going to be too much to do over a Facebook Live. But you're signed up for the class. So you're definitely going to be doing this. And it's not, what I'd like you to be aware of is it's often not that you don't know or you haven't heard all of these concepts or components before, especially with the money thing. It can feel very frustrating and like it's driving you crazy because you've heard all of these different things and it feels like you've tried everything. But what I find is what people haven't been able to do or haven't necessarily been given the information all at the same time in a really kind of conducive way to help them kind of take that information, follow through with all the steps, because all that information is there at once, and release it all at once. I know for me, I got lots of different parts and pieces from different classes and different facilitators and different workshops and different healing sessions or classes. And so it kind of felt like each time I would get a major piece or a minor piece, and then I still had to put it all together. And it took years. And so this process is designed also, and this class is designed to kind of talk about all of this, or as much as we can, in one sitting and in one environment, so that you feel like you move through this stuff and you clear it in a way where you can really feel and perceive some tangible outcomes.
Okay. Thank you, Adila.
You're very welcome. Okay.
So, Akila, there's a question in the group actually by Avisha. She's asking, how is this class going to be different from the previous business whispering that she's done?
Cool. So I love all of you body whisperers and business whisperers, and this class isn't, I promise my intention was not to make you feel like, oh, you've missed out on something and you have to do this class now. There are some different things in this class, and honestly, for those of you that were in the last body whispering class, you've kind of seen how it got created. The energy is suddenly there, and this conversation is really like ripe and it's ready for us to do something with it. So how this business whispering class is different to the previous business whispering class is, on top of everything where you will receive that you received from the last class, the manual, the business whispering exercises, the clearing work, the practical tools, we're adding in quite a bit of money stuff. So you're going to be doing the body whispering, money, healing, and business whispering exercise all together. We're going to be having conversations based entirely on this subject. So what I'm envisioning right now, it's not going to be like split as cleanly as this, but to sum it up for you, I'm going to try and put all of the 2-day business whispering content into one day, and then on another day, on the second day, but it's not going to be one day and one day, it's going to be weaved throughout the class. We're then doing one whole day worth of stuff, so 8 hours worth of stuff on the money stuff, the money, the healing with money, past trauma, abuse, humanoid reality with money, as well as the body and business whispering. So I'm bringing in a little bit of I'm bringing in more body whispering than usual into this business whispering class, because what is holding this in place for a lot of people is the body. So to put that into context, it's like what is happening is there's all this energetic work and clearing you do on the money stuff. And then there's all this healing work and body work and swaps and being a practitioner or facilitator of whatever modality that you are and you do to do with body stuff. But then with the money stuff, what we haven't done really comprehensively is cleared the money stuff from the body. We haven't brought those two things, major concepts together and cleared them from the mind, from the body, changed the actions that we're taking and integrated it fully. So day 2, or one whole day of this class, is kind of bringing together, no matter how much work you may have done, because as I keep saying, I get that a lot of you have done a lot of work on the money thing. I had too, and I was like, really like, why is this not changing? Okay, so it doesn't put all of the other work you've done to waste. It doesn't mean it's irrelevant, everything else you've done. But anywhere where you hadn't kind of gotten the full advantage or the full effect of all of the other money work you've done, because we hadn't been including the money and the healing component into the money clearing stuff. This class is bringing all of those concepts together. And we'll be doing the business whispering exercise with money as well.
There are a few more questions on the chat. You want me to read them?
I'll just have a quick look.
It's from Reed.
How can we use healing capacities or being a healer to our advantage and to create a better reality and a future? Cool. Yeah. So a lot of us, actually all of us, if you do my stuff, you have healing capacities. Whether you don't have to be a healer or want to be a healer. I love how you've written healing capacities, because you could be an accountant or a travel agent with healing capacities, right? How do you use that to your advantage? And how do you not use it to your disadvantage? Kind of like what Varsha was saying. How do you not use your healing capacities to be unconsciously or subconsciously taking on stuff for other people, trying to heal them or healing them? Or something we will definitely be covering in this class, kind of similar to what you're talking about with the universal surrogate, is where you really take on stuff and really do a very good job of living your life, displaying not just yours, but everyone else's funkiness with money. You know, we do a really good job of taking on everyone else's pain, everyone else's lack, everyone else's struggle. And you might find that you're one of these people that really has it amplified. So everything that isn't yours and everywhere where you take on the lack money reality, the painful money reality, the trying to heal others' money reality or financial reality with your money or financial reality, that is really not creating very much for you, nor is it clearing it for others. We're going to be not only looking at that, but we're going to be looking at, okay, we do the clearing, we return it to sender. Why does it keep happening? What's underneath that? What is still going on? What do you still believe? Why does it either keep coming back, or why does it not clear entirely in the first place? This class for me is about that final 10%. It's not about the first 90% that a lot of you have already done, hopefully, or possibly, whether or not you have done a lot of other money work. But a lot of people have, or a lot of people have heard about money, or they might not think they have a money issue. So something I've mentioned in a few of my recent kind of social posts and videos you might see floating around is, whether you realize it or not, most of us have a money story. Now, for some people, that money story is a good money story, so it's not an issue. But for most people, they're not functioning to the full capacity and function that they can with money. whether the limitation is that there is fear, whether they still make money work, like it still works well enough, but it's working from a place of it's really hard. They save everything. There's not enough. They're always worried. And therefore they work really hard to stockpile a lot of money. And therefore they have money, but they still don't feel good about it or abundant about it. Or whether you believe that there is lots of money and you know that there is a greater possibility with money. So you act as if there is, but then the money's not showing up in this reality and you're always short of money. Or, or like me, you know that there is, it's possible for you to have a really vast, not only amount of money, but this really amazing experience with creating and having money in this lifetime. And you're wondering what the delay is, why it's taking so long, and why what you're aware of is not your current financial reality. Or once you start making a bit of money, your sabotage patterns kick in. Suddenly something breaks down, or your body breaks, or you start experiencing pain, or you attract all of these big bills, or suddenly all of your work dries up. Just when you're doing really well and you think, great, now I've reached this level, now I'm going to get to that level. But between here and here, something stops working and you end up back here. There's all of these very unique and different things that we each do individually when it comes to money, or whether it is that you believe that your willingness or ability to receive love is based on how much money you have. Or you can have a lot of money, but it means you don't have good relationships, or you don't have good relationships because you're not good with money. Whatever it is that you believe, it's not actually the belief that's important. It's why you have it, where it's come from, and what keeps perpetuating it in your reality that we want to find out. So something that's a little bit different from about this class is we're not doing general clearings, as in we're doing exercises and clearings, but they are designed to help you identify a very specific original event for you that will start to clear things, shift things, and help you move forward. Then we give you the exercises, the money healing exercise and the business whispering with money, as well as the business whispering with your business exercise, to help you be able to always create your life and your business and your money flows, regardless of whether you're in a class or not, whether there's a facilitator around you or not. Being empowered means you have the tools within yourself and you have the ability to know that change is possible for you. And the life that you wish for is possible for you. And it's not somebody else outside of you who holds the key to that. You have the key. You are the key. And you should never feel like the answer is outside of you. So how do you find out what it is inside of you that requires help, requires healing? And this healing concept is huge. How many of you have a memory about money or have an event in your life, whether it's about money or not, that has really stuck you? That you know that you kind of keep there at the back of your mind, and it creates this reference point for how you show up in your life and show up with money. Most of us have an event like that, or have a belief like that, or remember something. And if you can't remember what it is, that may be the thing that we need to unlock. For others of you, it's not actually going to be anything significant or traumatic in terms of one event. It's going to be realizing that you grew up in a family that has a completely different point of view about money than what you would like to, or how you naturally function with money, and you've been working against your natural abilities this whole time. And you're wondering why everyone else in your family is really good at saving money and you're terrible and you're in lots of debt, okay? Or you're going to wonder why everyone else in your family is really good at running their business. And you can't seem to make it work because you're so empathic, you're so aware, you pick up on so much that awareness of yours is actually crippling, and you don't have the tools, or you haven't realized just how aware you are and how much that capacity of yours is actually stopping you from being successful. Or most importantly, you don't trust yourself. You don't trust the information you receive. You don't trust what you intuitively know. You don't trust the whispers when they whisper to you. And so you default to doing things how other people are doing them, or other people tell you to do it, and you wonder why it's not working for you. So whether it's a self-trust issue, a self-doubt issue, a judgment issue, a lack issue, whatever it is, we want to find it. We want to heal that belief that you have about yourself. And then you'll see that money is somehow intrinsically tied to your value of yourself. And it starts to change things. And before I take a few more questions, the one other thing I want to also say is, for those of you that haven't done a lot of classes with me, I'm also highly practical. So there's also going to be some very practical tools. Sometimes you just need someone to sit you down and tell you some things straight, like demystify the process, demystify all of this energetic talk, or help you see that everything that you're doing is not wrong. It's just that you're required to do some more action steps here that are going to create the reality you would like here. And what are those action steps? What is it that's required? How can you start building completely different muscles? How can you start creating a healthier bank account? How can you start creating a more viable business? How can you start listening to the whispers of the ideas that will create your 6-figure, 7-figure, 8-figure business? How do you start that process? You've got to start somewhere. And so this class, like all body whispering and business whispering classes, has highly practical components. We will talk about the what of business, as well as the how of business, as well as the energetic and physiological aspects of creating your business and your money with your body in your life.
Adela, there's one more question. Yeah, by Deepthi. Shall I read it out?
Yeah, go for it.
She says, I'm unable to meet correct people to get my ideas of business executed.
Okay. Are those people the people that you have decided are the correct people? So there's multiple things that could be happening here. One, you might think that certain people are the correct people that you need to be meeting. So if the people you're meeting are not meeting your expectation of who they need to be, you're not going to be creating what's possible. Or two, if you're not listening to the whispers, like again, if you have a point of view about where these people are going to hang out, or how you're going to meet them, where you're going to meet them, and if you're holding on really tightly to this concept, rather than asking, asking your business, asking your body, asking your awareness, where do I need to go? Where should I show up today? Who should I speak to? What can I do to meet the people that I'm required to meet to create what I'd like to create in my business? Then you're going to always have this gap between what you cognitively know and what's actually possible. So try that. For starters, try genuinely asking your body, business, and your awareness, where should you actually go? What should you actually do? Because you might think you need to go to a networking event or to corporate boardrooms or be in certain places, right? But maybe you need to go down to the tennis club and get a membership, and that's where you're going to meet these people. Or maybe you need to, just listen to the whispers of your body or your business and recognize that it's actually not about you pushing that energy out into the world as well. What can you do to invite those people to reach out to you? How do you become the irresistible offer that people are reaching out to?
There's one more by Shilpa. She asked, is this program for business owners only?
No, it's not for business owners only, especially this one. This is the Healing with Money class is actually a great class for anyone who wants to create more money, wants to have more money, or is frustrated with their current situation with money. The other thing I want to actually mention here is that place where things are actually not that bad, but they're also not amazing either. And that was me also for a long time, is kind of that plateau, that when you're not kind of going anywhere further, when you're not able to get to the greatest possibility, when you've been stuck at a certain place or a certain level for a long time, this is also a great class to break you out of that plateau. If you have a business, if you're thinking about starting a business, or if you are someone who is doing any sort of practitioner work, healing work, facilitating work, this is a fantastic class for you. If you don't have a business at all, even if you're an employee, even if you're a stay-at-home mom, if you would like to include the energies of money, creation, generation, and creating with the whispers of possibility into your life, this class is for you. If you are a business owner though, it's super helpful. And we talk about some really practical components as well of creating your life, giving you information. You may not need to know about how to market your business or how to grow your business right now, but in a couple of years from now, you might be doing something and you require that information, and you will have all of that information, and you'll have the manual, and you'll have the recordings, and you'll have the exercises to do. So it's a great kind of future. It's a great class for creating your future and having as a resource always. You're very welcome. Okay.
There's one by Sheetal.
I'm just reading that one. I have the money, but always feel the lack, especially when we are gifting or helping other people, feeling the money pouring out to other people. Yeah. Well, it's interesting, isn't it? I mean, one of the reasons I wanted to have more money and I like having money is so that I can help other people, right? But when you feel like you barely have enough for yourself, or there isn't choice around it, or you're not super confident in your ability that more is going to keep coming, that money isn't this finite resource. It's not something that whatever's come in, that's all that's going to come in. Or if this much has come in this month, only the same amount or even less will come in the next month. How do we create our life and our business from a place where even if we've had a great month, even if we've had a terrible month financially, the next month is going to be more. It's going to be more. It's going to be more. And if you don't want to give money to others, that's fine. That's just a choice. So anywhere where, giving money to others isn't working for you, and it's actually creating a place of either resentment or things like that, can even create like this subconscious sabotage. You might get to a point where you stop creating more money for yourself because you don't want to give it all away to other people. That's not a good reason to stop creating money in your life. But these are the things that we do. I have lots of clients that, don't want to make money because they're scared about being then responsible for other people, or needing to provide for their families, or being the person that everyone comes to for money. I have other people that are really struggling with money and really want to become self-sufficient. But on the other hand, they're really scared of becoming self-sufficient. So that they're stuck in this limbo. They don't know what they would really like to have with money. So, if you want to create more with ease, as you're saying, to gift more, that's awesome. How can you become congruent with that? So if there's anything that's blocking that, if there's somewhere where that's what you want with your mind, but it's not what you believe with your body, or there was a parent or somebody else in your family that really doesn't like giving money to other people, and you're picking up on that, or you're functioning from that place, become aware of it, return it to sender, destroy and uncreate it, and ask what your reality with money is and how you functioning with you as money, as you with money, and as you healed with money would function like, what you would believe. It might be nice for you guys to also know what I mean by healing. So when I talk about healing, for me, healing is about anything that is not working, anywhere where there is a gap, where there is conflict between what you would like to have and what you currently experience, between harmony, between peace, between having things working and not. So anywhere where there is conflict, anywhere where there is pain, anywhere where there is things that are dysfunctioning, where there is dis-ease, when we reconcile those places, we heal that dis-ease. We heal that gap. So for me, healing is about closing the gap between where we are and where we want to be. And whatever it is that's in the way of being where we would like to be, whether it's pain in our body, whether it's not having enough money, whether it's having relationships that are abusive, whatever it is that's creating the problems, the disease, the dis-ease, the dysfunction, when we clear that, when we reconcile all of the parts, our body, our mind, our energy, when we're congruent across all those fronts, the problems in our life go away and they become healed. So when I talk about healing with money, I'm talking about healing whatever memory, whatever point of view, whatever familial belief that's been passed on to you or you've picked up, whatever place in your body where you don't believe in having enough money or more money, anywhere where there is a limitation of either matter or of thinking. So limitation of matter means there is a physical limitation. Limitation of thinking means you have a belief that limits your ability to create more. When we heal that, when we remove the conflict that's getting in the way of you creating what you would like to create, healing has occurred. And that's why this class is called Healing with Money. Whatever it is that's stopping you from having the greatest expression of creating the amount of money that would really generate, create, and contribute to your life, to your business, to you being here in a body. We want to get rid of that stuff. We want to reconcile it. We want to heal it and move forward from it. And that's what this class is about. So the side effect of that is you have more money. The side effect of that is your business becomes more successful. The side effect of that is that you enjoy creating your life and business. You love what you do, and money is not the issue. You get to show up, do what you're here to do, enjoy your life, enjoy running your business, and money comes in. That's my point of view, and that's what I find really exciting and what I love experiencing in my life. And it's what I would like to help facilitate for more of you, because I see the dysfunction and I see the pain. I see the pain that it creates mentally when you're worried about money and stressed about money. Physically, when that stress causes physical problems like headaches, stress, high blood pressure, when it creates problems in other areas of your life, like in your relationship, when you're fighting over money, when you can't provide your children with the clothes or the education or the level of healthcare you would like to be able to afford. Whatever it is that it's affecting for you, the pain that it's causing is a side effect of the dysfunction and the disharmony with money that is occurring. And it's so, so prevalent and so, so common for humanoids. Humanoids are people who are intuitive, who have a healing capacity, often whether they recognize it or not, who are highly aware and often are very bright and have a different way of things working for them. If they would just figure out what works for them, life could be really great. But they try to fit in and do it how everyone else tells them to, and it doesn't work for them. So if this is speaking to you, if this is resonating with you, if you're starting to realize that maybe it's not that you're just destined to be really screwed up with money for the rest of your life, maybe you've just never been given the information you require in a way that you can utilize it, and in a way that resonates with you, and in a way that you can move through to the other side, then this is the class I'm inviting you to. It's this weekend. It's the 12th and 13th of December. It's the last class that I'm facilitating for the year. It's going to be running for all time zones and countries. So we start, if you're in New Zealand, it starts at 5 p.m. If you're in India, it starts at 9:30. If you're in Europe, it starts at, I'm going to say 5 a.m. If you're in Southeast Asia, it'll start sometime in the morning or midday-ish. And so we have this available for as many people from all over the world to join us. And we will be doing exercises, we will be doing energetic work, we will be doing practical work, we will be talking about things, we will be healing things, we will be kind of hitting this from every angle. Because it kind of is something that is settled into us and our bodies and our minds and our lives in many different ways, right? Whether it's your mother's point of view and how she functions with money, or whether it's what happened to you when you were 6 that you believe when you didn't get the present that you wanted because it was too expensive, and from there you got the belief that you couldn't have the things you wanted in life. Whether it's making you sick, whether the stress is creating problems with your relationships, whatever it is, let's move forward from this. Let's out-create it together.
Adila?
Yes.
I am so excited about the class this weekend. Just wanted to know, for people who've done the business whispering class, like the last one that we did a few months ago, is there some kind of a repeat pricing option available for them?
Yes, thank you. So it's $100 off. So anyone that is repeating this class, it's $4.99 if you're a B country or $5.99 if you're an A country. We have a country pricing list on the registration page. If you're doing it for the first time ever, it's still a really great price. It's $5.99 if you're from Australia, New Zealand, India, Southeast Asia. If you're from America or Europe, it's $6.99 for a full 2-day class. You get the manual, you get the recordings, you get the exercises. We partner you up and we will be doing buddy exercises, and then you get put into a group afterwards. We have a support group, we have a WhatsApp group, we have a Facebook group. So the energy doesn't stop and the possibilities don't stop. We continue to create in these groups. We continue to kind of do the work. So yeah, thank you for that question. So that's that. And if you have just done the body whispering class, now this is only for the people who did the class a few weeks ago, but you have the option of adding this on as a package to that class. And again, you will get a discounted rate. So if you're not sure about what that is, please reach out to the team and we will confirm that for you. But you can also click on the repeat price because you will be doing it as a package with your body whispering class.
But Adila, that will be applicable only for the first timers who did that, right? Not for the people who got that special repeat price.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. If you got that special price, Body Whisperers, then you're still paying $4.99 for that, which is what the package or repeat price gives you. All right. Cool. Okay, so we're gonna pretty much wrap up. Any final comments, queries, or burning questions? Right, so no matter where you are in the world, do reach out. The registration link is here. We have Rashmi and Smriti in India, and Datu, Sangeeta. We have Fenna and Winda through Southeast Asia. We have Amel in UAE, and who will be translating this into Arabic. And if you would like translation into another language, please get those requests in. We have a couple of days to organize translation, but we're only 5 days away from class. So choose, guys. And I would love to kind of finish this year with you all on a really strong and high note when it comes to money and bodies and creation and life. So I know I'm really looking forward to this class for that reason. I can't think of a better class to finish the year with, and I'd love to have you join us. It's going to be such a gift. And yeah, thank you so much. And thanks to everyone that joined us today. Thanks for your time and your questions. I really appreciate it. And I look forward to seeing you somewhere, sometime in the world very soon. And if I don't see you at this class, have a phenomenal Christmas and a wonderful new year. And I'll see you in 2021. Take care.